I wanted to stay in five-star hotels, fly business class, wanted to eat in the best restaurants in the world at very unbelievable low price. My name is Cody, and here I'm about to tell you how you can do the same thing. So, this is my story. I traveled to USA in year 2001. The reason I traveled was my elder brother in year 2000 went to USA for his education. In 2001, I landed up there and it opened up my eyes. I couldn't believe what the world was. I could barely speak English. For the first time, the world was a very different place for me. I saw people with different hair colors, different cultures. It was all new to me. And I knew I wanted to do this again and again. My dream was realized. But I couldn't do it again for the next 11 years. Every year, my cousins, I come from a family of 5 brothers. We live in a joint family. And every year, my cousins would travel to international destinations and come back with a family photograph. I used to be so jealous of all of them. My friends, they used to travel to Europe, USA, Las Vegas. They used to party like crazy and come back and tell me crazy stories about their adventure, what they did, the person they met, someone they had a romantic relationship. Well, not for me. In the year 2006, I had an injury that costed me my left eye, and I lost partial vision in my right eye. Because of that, my family was overprotective about me. They thought that I cannot be left alone on my own. I was a really wild child for them. Years after bargaining with my father, he let me loose in year 2012. First time I went back to USA, and I traveled for so long, I made a lot of expensive mistakes. But I learned a lot of lessons. I realized, yes, I can do this. I can travel on my own. I don't need anyone else. That's where my journey starts. Last 2 years, I've traveled 29 countries. It would have been a much bigger number if I didn't keep going to party at the same place in Thailand. I traveled to 83 cities and over 2 lakh kilometers. That's more than 5 times around the globe. How did I think that I can do all this? Well, I saw this movie, Up in the Air. The best movie. If you want to learn how to travel smartly, this is the movie you should see. I was a hacker when I was in teenage. Only thing that used to inspire me was sitting behind a small screen and hacking. The hacker mindset is you have to try things differently what people don't think like. Normal people think very differently from the hacker mindset. So that's where I learned how to start the journey. If you travel enough, these are the prayers you can get. These are long-term prayers, not one-day prayers. Why do you want to travel? Everyone has their own reason. You have to pick why you really want to travel. There are 3 types of travelers. Number 1, the gypsy, hitchhiker, the people who have all the time in the world. They can just ask to live on the corner of the road. They can stay in a very dirty places and hostels and they can survive. I mean, hats off to them. It's not for me. Then there are people who have all the luxuries in the world. They can fly business class and stay in 5-star hotels. Again, I'm not one of them. And there are people like me, flexi travelers. We travel on budget. We have a budget. We have to meet. We cannot exceed our budget at any cost. Anyways, more and more people are flying almost every day. And airlines is using maximum power to pack more and more passengers per flight. So, I come from a Gujarati family. I like to pay nothing. If I could get away, it would be nothing, 0 fee. I think that was the reason why Aryabhat invented 0. Why should I pay anything? I love to pay nothing, 0. But that doesn't how it works. I have to pay something. So, how much would I pay? Well, I want total paisa vasool. Every money should have the best value, best bang for the money. Another inspiration my father gave me, he used to teach me, how can I be thrifty? He used to say, if I want anything in life, it has to follow three things. Sasta, sundar, ekao. Loosely translates to cheap or simple, beautiful, and should last long term. Well, that works. So, how did I do that? Well, there's a thing called air miles. If you go to keep going to same stores or same places, they give you a discount or some benefits or some privilege or gifts. Well, airlines do the same thing. They call it air miles. It's a brilliant marketing thing. They came up with the idea that you fly, you give me loyalty now, in exchange, maybe in future date, we are not sure, maybe in future, I give you some gift. Well, that's how it, but this was old concept. People, if you had to travel a lot, you had to fly a lot, gather those miles. What is the magic of miles? Well, this is a Mumbai to Paris ticket, round trip, that cost me on the sale, 30,000 rupees. Who wants to pay that much? I don't want to. This is what I paid. So, how did I do that? Well, I had to exchange my travel miles, or I only pay taxes. That's it. You don't always have to travel so much to gather those miles. There's always a sale. Sales only air miles. And it applies to the hotels also, 5-star hotels. They have the same concept, hotel points. You can earn the same way. If you stay loyal to them, they give you those hotel points. They give you a lot of benefits too. Now, it's a mindset. This is what most Indians would book. A low-cost airline, they go to Make My Trip or TripAdvisor, any of these sites, and they find the cheapest looking flight and they will book it. They don't look at the long-term consequences. Round trip to Mumbai to Delhi, it cost me about 5,600 rupees. Okay. SpiceJet and GoAir are really cheap. They don't give you food, they don't give you any loyalty. They don't like you. You just have to pay the money and just do the flight. Jet Airways, on the other hand, they charge 6,200 rupees for the same sector. Well, why would I pay so much? Why should you? But being a frequent traveler with Jet Airways, they give me this price. Still not comparable, right? Right? Right. Well, when I fly with Jet Airways, I get so many miles. 500 for booking with their website. 790, which is actual distance between Mumbai and Delhi. Plus 395, because I travel with them so much, they give me 50% more miles every time I fly. I traveled twice because one time I went to Delhi, then again I went to Mumbai. So I get 3370 miles. Plus, I'm a smart guy. I use a co-brand partner card. I get 378 more miles, which is I get 16 miles for every 100 rupees I spend. I gathered up 3748 miles only for one travel. What does that mean? Well, when you see long-term picture, you get, if I try that low-cost airlines, it's 4 times I spent 22,400 rupees. But on Jet Airways, I have to fly 3 times. I get 18,000 rupees. And the 4th flight is for free. Why? Why free? Well, every time I travel, it's for 7,200 miles, I get a free flight from Mumbai to Delhi. The 4th flight is technically free. Well, which one is cheaper now? Jet Airways. Plus, I'm a cheap guy. I like to, have some privileges, feeling elite, Well, these are the privileges they give me, which other airlines won't give me. I get priority baggage, lounge access. What does lounge mean? Well, I get free massage, buffet. I get to have best seat in the airport. I don't have to stand in the queue. Who wants to stand in the queue at the airport? I like to treat it like a VIP. Well, cheapness comes a long way. So every time I spend, everything I buy, it has to have a mild implication. It's something I learned from this movie. That everything I use, even a toothbrush, has an implication on miles. What if I stay in 5-star hotels a lot? Well, they give me those benefits. I get free food, a lot of free. I get to learn a skill for free, or using some miles. I have a late checkout. I get unbelievably low price. Now, what is the fastest way to accumulate those miles? It's not by flying, it's by getting credit cards. What happens is, all the companies, credit card companies or banks, they go to air miles or airlines and they buy the miles in bulk at very low price. The airline benefits by giving those benefits, the airline benefits by passing on the money to their airline improvement, getting more airplanes, more improve all the stuff. What about bank? They get the same thing. They get more customers. They can pass benefits to all their customers. And the more banking is done, every time the card is swiped. Nowadays, there's so much competition between all the credit card companies that they give, just on signing, I get 2 free tickets. I get at least 10,000 to 20,000 sign-up bonus. Plus, I get free tickets, vouchers, I can stay in 5-star hotel, I get 6 nights free in large hotel. Everyone's trying to compete in a small market. For me, the best thing, I'm a consumer, right? There are 2 types of credit cards. One that provide fixed benefits. So for exact amount of money, I get exact amount of miles. What happens because of that? So every 100 rupees I spend, I get from 4 to 16 miles, depending on the card and my spending. Whereas flexible miles is a better choice. With a fixed miles, what happens is the airlines can devalue their miles in time. Whereas with a flexible card, you can convert it to any of the airlines or any of the hotels. When you need it, only that time. And airlines give a lot of crazy offers to convert those bank points into miles or hotel points. So, what else? This sounds so boring, right? Who wants to do all that? Well, number one thing is do your research. Go to TripAdvisor, go to Skyscanner or other websites. There are trackers available on the website where you can book a flight, actually block a flight. Whenever it gets cheaper than average rate, it will send you an email that yes, this flight is cheaper than normally average. You can just book your airlines like that. There are a lot of things you should do during the research. Number one, remember, I want to stay in luxury as much as possible. Staying in a place like Delhi, Mumbai will always be more expensive than staying in a place like Chandigarh. I'm staying in a 5-star hotel right now for just rupees 3,000. Whereas in Mumbai or Delhi, I would be spending upwards of 10,000 rupees easily. Plus, why do you want to travel? Know your goal. Why? You want to go for a name, fame, or you want to just relax? Understand what your motive for the travel. Alternate routes. This is where my cheapness comes very handy. I wanted to go to Dubai for a New Year party. Round trip costed me 38,000 rupees from Mumbai. Do I have that much money? No. I'm cheap. Why would I pay that much? I can take a little bit of discomfort. So what I did was I booked via, I knew it's December time. In Goa, everyone is flying in, nobody is flying out. So those flights must be cheap and empty. So I took a flight from Mumbai to Goa to Abu Dhabi. Remember, Abu Dhabi is always going to be cheaper than Dubai airport. There's something called airport tax. which all the airports have. So if you want to fly from India, the cheapest airport is going to be Kochi. Even Bangalore and Hyderabad are always going to be cheaper than Mumbai or Delhi. So read those tax prices very carefully. So I don't mind taking a detour. So this is how I finished my journey. I went to Abu Dhabi. At Abu Dhabi, again, I'm a frequent flyer. I get a lot of benefits. And Abu Dhabi is one of those airports which give you lounge access after you get out of the flight. All the airlines, they give you benefit before you fly. This is the only flight that actually allows you to have benefits after the flight. Plus, if you are staying in Abu Dhabi itself, they give you a Mercedes or Audi to drop you to the hotel. But I wanted to go to Dubai. Well, they have a $10 bus just for frequent flyers like me. I took a $10 bus to Emirati Mall in Dubai and took a $20 cab to my hotel. Damn cheap, right? So, the famous Sindbad the sailor, what he taught me from his lesson, how can I travel very cheaply or thrifty? That's the word. Nobody likes to hear about cheap in India. So, buy your stuff doing sales. Collect hotel points, miles, all that stuff. Research. Hardcore. Know where you want to travel. Do not just collect everything. Just know where you want to travel. You want to go to Dubai, or you want to go to Paris, or you want to go to Bora Bora. Know where you want to travel and plan accordingly. And last thing, have goals. Plan your travel right now.